Billions of dollars a year are spent on our space program research and exploration. Many argue that these dollars are not a very sufficient way for the government to fund, and I feel that our support for this funding should be completely 100%. NASA and our nation embark on a journey that take us farther into space than we have ever been before. They create new jobs right here on Earth and not. Innovative cutting technology and research developed in aeronautics and space technology will completely fuel the American economy and inspire a complete new generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers. So from infinity and beyond, we can count on one program to always strive for answers to our darkest, deepest questions out there, basically. For a few brave people who enter into outer space, to the countless hours of research and discovery ran by scientists, these people make up a government-run organization that we call NASA. Also known as the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA has been around for about 53 years. Its headquarters are in Washington, D.C., and they employ over 18,000 people. The program was partially in response to the Soviet Union's launch of their first satellite that were a couple years before. Since 2006, NASA has had a mission statement that is to pioneer the future in space exploration, scientific discovery, and aeronautics research. And they have 10 field centers and a large variety of installations that conduct daily work in laboratories, on airfields, in wind tunnels, and in control rooms. NASA's work is conducted into 3 principal organizations that are called mission directories. The first one is aeronautics, and this pioneers new flight technologies, and they have practical applications that are here on Earth. The second one is human exploration operations. This is what you would call astronauts, basically. They work mainly in the International Space Station, and they do human exploration beyond the low Earth orbit, which is our basic orbit. The third one is called just science, and this explores the universe and beyond, our solar system, and more closely just our Earth. And they chart the best routes of discovery and benefits on Earth and space exploration for society and why it's super important. And within its existence, because of the funding that the government has given NASA, has some incredible feats. From the first satellite to the Hubble telescope, we have started just a very small yet vast understanding of our universe and how it functions. And NASA is just certainly not done with their research at all. Due to funding, it plans for the future that depends on government support. Its program of exploration, technology development, and scientific research will last for years and years to come, like our whole lifetime and beyond. So NASA is currently working on building capabilities to send human life to Mars, which we've been hearing about for a long time, for further research and exploration. They also have an international space station that now works 24/7, 365 days a year. It has a staff of 6 that work in their specialty designed U.S. area designated, and they currently do research inside the orbits of the Earth, so it's the most accurate readings that you could get. And they're also researching different methods to design and build aircrafts that are safer and more fuel efficient, and they're quieter and more responsible for the environment. And these aircrafts are not basic airplanes that you think of, they're like space airplanes. And they're working with a government team that's developing something called Next Generation Air Transportation System, and it's supposed to be in effect by 2025, so it'll be not long, but long enough. They're also conducting an unprecedented array of science experiments and missions that will seek knowledge and the understanding of the universe, the solar system, and our current Earth right now. And basically, the premise of my speech is it's been such a love-hate relationship between taxpayers and the government. This science takes time, and the patience is very minimal when you aren't devoting yourself to day-by-day discovering and getting answers currently. So every time there's bad press, people will immediately just call for cutbacks on the program. So I think that America needs to continue the support for the space program for many, many reasons. So here are a couple. First off, the greatest question would be, are we alone? So I feel like it takes time for people to even begin, but we're already getting close to finding this out. So once you answer this question, it'll change everything we know, and it'll open up the universe to complete endless possibilities. And another one, this is more controversial, but we continue to wonder the origin of man and what God is. And there's always religion, and people are always going to believe in that, but science is something that will answer with proof and evidence. And the drive to explore space is also a very subconscious search for who the supreme being would be. Next, we have to save our Earth from suffering any sort of extinction. There have been at least 4 major extinction events in our world's history, and science completely helps us avoid another one. This also proves that our natural resources cannot support the complete growth of what's going on right now. So our extinction is very possible. With technology, we can completely expand our presence and move outward in the future and prevent the extinction of our species or any species that are currently living on Earth. Right now, NASA's funding only represents 1 penny out of every U.S. dollar in the federal budget. And with less funding, NASA will be eliminating resources that are devoted to the future and new solutions to our problems. If you took the yearly budget for the Department of Defense and split it into 365 daily payments, NASA does this in about 5 days worth of that in 1 year. So 85% of NASA's budget goes outside the agency to American manufacturers and their partners so they can help produce the technologies that are needed for the exploration and innovation. And the investment in science and technology returns unbelievable amounts to America and our economy. So I feel like that is so important for the government funding to be proactive and for people to support that, because it is one that will create jobs, it'll stimulate the economy, and will decrease our reliance on foreign launch providers. And despite having to make tough choices in the economy today, the 2013 budget advances a dynamic aerospace program that is envisioned by the President and strongly supported by the majority of Congress. And it enables amazing discoveries here on Earth and deep in space. Like I said before, there's so much going on right now. And I feel like too many people are focusing on what can be done with limited resources and not supporting the budget. So to protect Earth, NASA is gathering critical data that will help us understand our planet's changes, improve our response to natural disasters, and in concert with other government agencies, monitor and address potential threats from asteroids, solar flares, and other space phenomena. So I hope you guys have a better acknowledgement on the importance of this research and NASA to America. And I hope that your support is definitely wanted and you have better knowledge of it.